Temples are more than stone and mortar. They're filled with faith and fasting. They are built of trials and testimonies. They are sanctified by sacrifice and service. In the early 1960s, Tihi and Tararaya Mutam and their children joined the church when missionaries came to their island, located about 100 miles south of Tahiti. At that time, the nearest temple to the Mutam family was the Hamilton, New Zealand temple, more than 2,500 miles to the southwest, accessible only by expensive airplane travel. The large Mutam family, which eked out a meager living on a small plantation, had no money for airplane fare, nor was there any opportunity for employment on their Pacific island. So Brother Mutam and his son Gerard made the difficult decision to join another son who was working in the nickel mines of New Caledonia, 3,000 miles to the west. After 4 years of backbreaking labor, Brother Mutam and his sons had saved enough money to take the family to the New Zealand temple. They were sealed for time and eternity, an indescribable and joyful experience. Those who understand the eternal blessings which come from the temple know that no sacrifice is too great, no price is too heavy, no struggle too difficult in order to receive those blessings. As you and I go to the holy houses of God, we will be more able to bear every trial and to overcome each temptation. In this sacred sanctuary, we will find peace. We will be renewed and fortified. May we make whatever sacrifices are necessary to attend the temple, to have the spirit of the temple in our hearts and in our homes.
If you've ever seen a temple of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, you probably noticed it doesn't look like other buildings. That's on purpose. So what makes it different? Well, let's go back to biblical times. From the very beginning, God's people have built temples. Moses had his tabernacle, a sort of traveling temple. Then Solomon built a temple, one of his greatest achievements. During his life, Jesus Christ spent a lot of time in the temple at Jerusalem, helping, healing, and teaching. And basically, that's still what happens in temples today. Here, let me show you. A temple is different from other church buildings. Inside the different rooms, people make promises with God. Promises to keep His commandments, promises to be good husbands and wives, promises to share what we have to help take care of each other. Because Latter-day Saints believe families are eternal, temple marriages are performed to last forever, so families can always be together, and that includes our ancestors too. So who can go inside a temple? Well, at first, everyone. When a new temple is built, there's an open house for the public. Afterwards, it's only open to members of the church who have prepared themselves to make sacred promises with God. The truth is, temples aren't special because they look pretty from the outside. Instead, it's about what happens in the hearts of the people inside, because that's where God does His most important work.
Now, let's turn to the topic of temples. We know that our time in the temple is crucial to our salvation and exaltation, and to that of our families. After we receive our own temple ordinances and make sacred covenants with God, each one of us needs the ongoing spiritual strengthening and tutoring that is only possible in the house of the Lord. And our ancestors need us to serve as proxy for them. Consider the great mercy and fairness of God, who before the foundation of the world provided a way to give temple blessings to those who died without a knowledge of the gospel. These sacred temple rites are ancient. To me, that antiquity is thrilling and another evidence of their authenticity. My dear brothers and sisters, the assaults of the adversary are increasing exponentially in intensity and in variety. Our need to be in the temple on a regular basis has never been greater. I plead with you to take a prayerful look at how you spend your time. Invest time in your future and in that of your family. If you have reasonable access to a temple, I urge you to find a way to make an appointment regularly with the Lord to be in his holy house, and then keep that appointment with exactness and joy. I promise you that the Lord will bring the miracles he knows you need as you make sacrifices to serve and worship in his temples.